During Leaders' questions, the Taoiseach told the Dáil that a statement from the Garda Commissioner, Norman O'Sullivan, would be forthcoming to clarify matters arising from the O'Higgins Commission. And thus far, there has been no clarification from the Garda Commissioner or from the Minister. And to my questions to the Taoiseach, I made the case that the Minister for Justice was the line manager of the Garda Commissioner and the Minister is accountable to the Dáil. I asked her if she had spoken to the Garda Commissioner about what instructions she gave to her legal team about Sergeant Maurice McCabe. I also asked the Taoiseach if two senior officers had claimed that Garda McCabe told them that he had acted with malice in raising issues of Garda malpractice in Kevin Monaghan. Taoiseach, the Taoiseach refused to answer those questions. According to press reports, the Taoiseach also said at the weekend that the Commissioner would clarify the controversy in her own time. And if that is an accurate account of the Taoiseach's comments, let me say, Taoiseach, it is not acceptable. Today's killing of Gareth Hutch is to be condemned, like the other murders. And I attended a community vigil in the North Inner City last week, and these events, the scale of the illegal drugs trade and the neglect of these neighbourhoods are a tragic reminder of our solemn obligation to ensure that communities victimised by criminality have the very best policing service in order to safeguard and uphold their rights. And citizens of this state, and Garda Síochána itself, and particularly victims of serious crimes, deserve this. The opposition, as you know, has a duty to uphold and to hold the government to account. And government ministers have a duty to answer questions put to them by the opposition. So,
have you a question, Deputy? Please?
Yes, Taoiseach, or Gumalaska, yes, Concordia. I'm going to ask the Taoiseach the same questions I asked the Taoiseach. Taoiseach, have you spoken to the Garda Commissioner? Would you explain to the Dáil what instructions the Garda Commissioner gave to our legal team about Sergeant McCabe? And would you tell the Dáil whether two senior officers claimed that Sergeant McCabe had admitted to them that he acted with malice?
Thank you, Deputy Adams. Taoiseach.
I have not spoken to the Garda Commissioner about this matter. The O'Higgins report is due for debate in the House here tomorrow. The findings of the report are very clear. I intend to make a short contribution to that debate myself. The Commissioner of the Gardaí is due to appear before the Independent Police Authority on Thursday, and that's an opportunity for the Commissioner to speak. I would say to you, Deputy Adams, as you're well aware, that it seems as if a person or persons were very much aware of what they were doing when they chose to leak selected pieces of evidence from a commission of investigation, and that in itself is an offence, as you're well aware. I have no idea who that person or persons are. So the Minister for Justice obviously has pointed out that the Garda Commissioner has the opportunity to make a comment here, to make a statement, and I understand that the Commissioner is due before the Independent Policing Authority on Thursday.
Thank you very much, Deputy Adams.
Well, Taoiseach, I have to say your answer isn't good enough. These are genuine questions put in a very straightforward way. That you or the Minister of Justice have not talked to the Garda Commissioner since first these issues came into the public realm is not the right way to do business, and you refuse to treat the Dáil with the respect it deserves by refusing to answer straightforward questions. And Taoiseach, just remember, you did this in the long run into the events which led to the unprecedented resignations of the Garda Commissioner, the confidential Garda recipient, the Justice Minister and the Secretary-General at the Department of Justice. And you know well that the former Minister of Justice, Alan Shotter, was embroiled in a series of scandals when the two Garda whistleblowers raised concerns about practices in the upper echelons of the Gardaí. And those Garda whistleblowers were smeared and bullied. Rational proposals from us and from others here in the Dáil were ridiculed by ministers, including yourself, Taoiseach, at the time.
Need a question, Deputy Adams, please.
Yes. Then you were alerted to the topping of telephone calls in and out of Garda stations. And after telling the Dáil that there was nothing to see, you acted in an entirely unorthodox way. And I said that, you will recall, at the time. So let's not forget that the most important people in all of this are the victims of the crimes that were not properly investigated. So I ask you again, would you, as a matter of urgency, speak to the Commissioner, or would you authorise or instruct or request the Justice Minister to do so? And would you ask the Garda Commissioner what instructions she gave to her legal team, and whether or not two senior officers claimed that Sergeant McCabe admitted to them that he acted with malice?
Thank you, Deputy Adams. Taoiseach.
Well, Deputy Adams, you asked me a question if I had spoken to the Commissioner about this matter. And I answered you by saying that I had not spoken to the Commissioner about this matter, because you were well aware that the Commissioner is not entitled to talk to me or anybody else about evidence that she would have given under oath to the O'Higgins report. And clearly, the leaking of selected pieces of information is an offence. Now, the Minister for Justice is in touch on an ongoing basis with the Commissioner of the Gardaí, and that continues. And clearly, the Gardaí will investigate whether there's any issue of disciplinary action that should be taken arising from what has happened here. But the Garda Commissioner is to appear before the Independent Police Authority on Thursday, Deputy Adams.
Conclude, Taoiseach, please.
And obviously she has the opportunity to make a statement there if she in answering questions from the authority.
Thank you, Taoiseach.